How's it going, Soccer Advice and Fire fans? Grant from UCats Miniatures, and today we're going through Season 7 changes, and I'm joined, as always, by Dan. How's it going, Dan?
Hello. Yeah, very well. Happy Friday. You all right?
I think so, mate. I think so. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
hard to tell. It's Friday, isn't it? Who
Your
knows?
dad cooked. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, mate, what has been impressive is the amount of buzzing going on with this new update.
Yeah, 100%. All my group chats, the UCats ones kicking off, all my local ones, everyone's talking about the game. People are playing right now as we're recording this.
Nice.
Giants and New Baratheons, so it's everyone's quite it's good. It's really good. Everyone's hyped.
Awesome. Cool. So we're going to quickly scan through these today. We've done quite a few in the last episode. We're going to go through these ones. So let's start with House Lannister. So,
Do you, just
go on.
a quick one, just like an overview of the changes because I think quite a few
Yes.
people didn't were a bit confused about the play testing and this update and so and so. So just like a quick overview. So this is season 7, so this is just like a normal update like we've had before. Like a balance update, just like season 6, 5 was. So it's this one is only focused on units and NCUs. So there's no changes to any decks. There's no changes to army building, anything like that. Missions, rulebook stuff, nothing like that. So I know some people were confused about like the tactics boards they showed off, or like the new heavy cavalry changes, and all that sort of stuff. So that's in the future. That's next edition. We don't know when that is. So this is just like a normal balance update to spice things up, get things patched up, and change the meta up. And it has, but we'll go for it now. But just all the play testing stuff is separate. This is just the song we know and love.
Yeah. There's been
Uh,
quite a bit of that going around the chats of people expecting the tactics balls to have come out at the same time and new rules and stuff. So yeah, you're right. Yeah, we did speak about clearing up. I'll just run ahead.
yeah, no. Lannisters.
Lannisters, right, man. So I've been sort of patting around everywhere trying to get the assets together, which didn't really come off as much as I would hope to would. So I'm hoping you've spent more time looking at these than I have. So do you want to go through some of these? Well, we'll go through like some of the key stuff.
Yes, yeah, I think the key stuff. So I mean, the first thing to talk about, we alluded to it last time when you asked me what I wanted out of the season.
Mhm.
Tywin himself, the lion, is a great lion, has changed. So he's completely changed. I mean, he's kind of cool still. He's 5 points down from 6 points, and instead of turning everyone off and doing loads of hits, and you just get to one shot someone, he is now when someone activates, you give him the rainbow tokens and hits or a panic test. It's still once per game for 5 points. I don't think that's worth it at all. Complete change to what he was, but that's good because everyone before was just running him and one shot, and people were knights or whatever.
Mhm.
Cersei, what a glow up! I don't know if you've read Cersei's cards. So she's 4 points still. Before, I think she used to get you Hear Me Roar and one of the other cards, which was cool.
Mhm.
But now she's like a mini Barristan sort of thing. She's an influence now, and they can't be targeted by friendly orders or cards, which is huge for some things. Like on the new one, Sullied, we saw. Imagine turning off Shield Wall and all that jazz.
Mhm.
And then, in addition, if she controls crowns or bags, which is very Lannistery, they lose the attachment loses all abilities. So that does usually do a lot of the orders that the thing does before. But if you're bringing like Iron Resolve or something like that, um, really big. Pycelle's changed a bit. He still does the whole weaken thing, but now he can drop a rank, and he's an influence as well. And then Tyrion's really cool. He still does the whole hand size thing. And you can now what the Night's Watch guy does. You can look at two cards and then put one back and take one.
Mhm.
But he also now has a once per game, which isn't grab counterplot. It is you can look at your opponent's hand like that into like Martell's. That's really cool.
Mhm.
Then what have we got? The Guardsmen and the Mountains Men. So just I very quickly like the Guardsmen got a bit of a buff. They got some panic tokens and +1 to hit against stuff. I really like the Mountains Men change.
Yeah.
So they used to get better depending on if they had, I think it was the same or more ranks than the opponent. So if they were like dominating the opponent, they got all the goodies. Now that's all just in their profile. I think before they got +1 to hit, but they hit on 4s. Now they hit on 3s. I think they gained crit blow as well. They always had vicious.
Yeah.
One of those, but they're now you just pay for the full buffs before, which is really cool. I think they're a cool unit.
So with the Lannister Guard, would you, in your opinion, would you say they've come up to? Because obviously I was quite impressed with the new Sworn Swords. Do you think the Guards are going to come back up to that sort of level that the Sworn Swords are at?
Yeah, I mean they're a completely different kettle of fish. Is that the saying? I think that's the saying. They're way more like defensive. They ping off. Lannister's supremacy looks the same at a glance, and that really was the main problem. You've got a free up save unit with Lannister's supremacy, which is horrible. But now they can actually punch you back, and they give out panic tokens. So I think that makes supremacy better with all the attachments, like the King's Guard attachments that you can throw in there. If you're not running them in the stupid 16 wound unit, you put them in there, and they can be really oppressive. So I think they got a cool glow up. Yeah.
Nice. I've always liked Guard. Guard always come across really nice on the tabletop. That really nice gold and red. So it'd be quite cool to see them being used a bit more, right?
Yeah, they're iconic as hell. I mean, my local scene has quite a lot of them, sort of just like Lannister supremacy spam with Guard, and now they've got a bit better, so that's good. But bringing them up to what all the other 5-pointers look like. What are the next two? So the King's Guard and the Lannisport we've already spoken about. Casterly Rock Honor Guard. I am amazed that these guys got touched because they obviously were amazing. They're really strong. And they've sort of like done a sideways nice quality of life change to them. So before you used to be able to turn off all abilities on the unit you're attacking. So that included, Iron Resolve, anything on the sheet, orders, resilience, any of that stuff. But now they've split it into 2 options you can pick, which is either tactics cards, which they couldn't do before. They couldn't turn cards off before, or orders. So they could no longer turn off stuff like Iron Resolve or Unyielding or stuff like that. But now you can do tactics cards, but you do have to pick one of those as your condition token. They're still 1 plus each token. So if you've got a rainbow on them, you get to pick 4 things, but it's now not just you pick 1 for free, which is turn off everything. So I think that's a really cool, nice change, bit of a sideways change, a buff and a nerf. I just think that's a really nice, because they were oppressive and people hated playing into them because they just come and turn off all your goodies. But now they only turn off some of the goodies, and they have to choose which goodies. So there's a bit of player skill in there. Sorry, no, you go in.
No, I quite like the fact that you don't get all of them, even if with all the condition tokens on. You're not going to get all of them, are you? So most you're going to get is 4, and there's 5 options. So it's quite nice. It's not a case of all of them.
All of them, all at once. And I mean, it's quite hard to get a rainbow out. So I really like that. Gold cloaks, I'm going to be honest. I've seen gold cloaks on the board once, maybe. They seem cool. They've still got the oppressive peacekeeping, which seems it's the same, or they give out a weakened now.
Yeah, I think it's the weakened things that are different, isn't it? It's the toggle for Yeah, so
because they used to do extra damage, didn't they? That was their thing. At short range, you took an extra panic damage.
Yeah, maybe.
I think that's. I don't know. I don't know enough about these.
Who the hell plays Lannisters anyway?
Who the hell plays Lannisters?
Well, let's quickly look up. So we've got a bit of a educated opinion on it. Yeah, gold cloak. It used to be just a -1 to morale test. So that whole weakened thing is new.
New weakened thing.
Everything else is the same.
Sure, I'm sure they still won't see much play. But hey, red cloaks are the better ones, right?
Yeah.
But it looks like Lannisters have completely turned around, like in what they want to do, especially with what we'll talk about later, I guess, and we've already sort of spoken about. The ranged units getting really good form. Watching that, their crossbows might not win that range fight anymore. So cool NCUs. Really love Cersei. Cersei's really good.
It's nice to see them getting some love. I think the lands come out quite well with that. But we'll do a summary at the end. Next up, we're going to have the House Stark changes. So start with NCUs. You want to lead the way here?
Yeah, Eduk Stark, 6-point Eduk. He's very similar to what he was before, but I think that the changes, instead of healing, I think it was flat 2 from a token, it's now plus ranks. So I think you can get a bit more healing off of him.
So I think he
Um,
was 2+1 for each rank before, right? And now he's 1+1
um,
for each rank.
is he? Is it less?
I think so. Let me check. Talk about something else in the meantime, like
Yeah, I thought
your
it was
favourite
flat
food.
2, but maybe not. My favorite food. Rob Stark's completely changed. I think that's his influence. He used to
Yeah,
give was outflanking the extra movement,
yeah,
and now if your opponent doesn't hold crowns, which is really thematic, that's really cool.
mhm,
That he's trying to come south and take the crown. They get +1 a hit on melee, and sorry, +1 to hit, and its melees gain sundering, so that could work at ranged.
yeah,
Um, that's cool. While influencing, if the owner does not control crowns, that the enemy suffer -1 to hit, and after completing an attack, they become vulnerable. Okay, so that's really cool. That's a
mhm.
really cool change. And your army may not contain an Eduk Stark. I don't know if that was a thing before. I've never seen the front of that
Yeah,
card.
yeah, yeah. That was so.
But
So
that's
basically,
cool. That's pretty cool.
yeah. So that was like before. It represents the fact that by the time he goes to war, Eddard's had his head cut off. So
He's already dead. Makes sense. But that's
yeah,
I like all those little
yeah,
fluffy
um,
bits. Sorry, did you check out Eduk?
yeah, yeah. So Eddard was he was 2+1 for each of your destroyed ranks. So he's gone down by 1 wound.
Oh, so he's got down by 1 wound.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's a. I don't know if he needed that, but
He was seen a lot, I guess, when he and this it's the same as the 3-point NCUs in the last update. They nerfed, well, they changed a lot of them, so they weren't used as much. And Eddard's used quite a bit. It's definitely in our local, well, my local meta.
hmm
So maybe it's just a case of they're trying to get him used a little bit less and get some other NCUs in circulation, which I'm not against.
no, absolutely not. But he is still 6 points.
Mm,
But yeah, and then Roderick again. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know what Roderick did before. He was an influence, wasn't he?
yeah,
He gave you some combat stuff. Sorry, Stark fans.
uh,
I've only played Tully Cav. Let's be honest.
he's lost. So he's lost. He's gained a token. It used to be he had 2 of the tokens on him. So each time he claims a zone, you can target one enemy combat unit. They become vulnerable. Roger begins game with 3 of the tokens on him. Each time a friendly combat unit is performing a melee attack, after rolling attack dice, you may remove 1 order token from Roger. If you do, the attacker may re-roll attack dice. He's just got another token on that. So he used to have 2. He's now got 3.
So a nice buff
Yeah.
for Roderick fans. The Sworn Swords and the Berserkers we've already spoken about. Quite like.
hmm
Um,
See, this next one I quite like. See, Stark Outriders, they used to hit on 3s when they
yes.
first came out. Then they changed them to 4, I think, in the 2021 update. And I've always felt a bit sad that they hit on 4s. It wasn't really. I weren't getting much damage out of them, but just moving to the 3s here, I think is
Hmm.
good. They've now got this scout terrain. I believe that's new. I think they always had a tactical reposition, but scout terrain seems to be new,
And
which is
that's
helpful.
that's pretty cool as well, right? The fact they're outriders, they're meant to be, scouting out
Yeah,
the enemy. That's a really cool ability, and I don't think I've seen that on anything else.
I don't think so.
Maybe it exists, maybe it did sometime. I don't have enough random game knowledge of every free folk card to know if scout terrain exists. But
Yeah,
yeah, I agree. The 3+ to hit, that's pretty gnarly. That's
yeah. And the great X is obviously looking really really tasty now, especially
yeah.
now we've seen the new miniatures coming.
Yes, yeah, new sculpts look amazing. They look so good because the current grey axes do look a bit derpy, don't they?
Yeah, yeah. Well,
But their rules reflect that. They look really good. They lost the panic token,
yeah.
which I think people were a little upset about, but they gained. I think they gained an extra attack,
hmm
uh, and they gained. Did they gain Prey on Fear? Is that a whole
Prey and Fear is brand new. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
whole Prey on Fear? That's
Yeah.
really good. I guess once we saw the Silence Men the other day from Rotterdam White Scars,
Yeah,
and everyone was going, "Oh my god, we've now got 8. Can only save on 6 attacks." They had to buff these guys, right?
yeah, 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 yeah. So yeah, it's more attack dice, man, and yeah, a little bit of inbuilt healing. I mean, we spoke a little bit earlier about the fact that I felt there's some of the healing had been taken away from Starks given the Tully Cavalier change, but and the Eddard change, but actually with Prey and Fear that gives these guys another way of healing, especially with Vicious built in.
That makes these guys genuinely scary, especially with the potential Baratheon giant meta coming along, which I'm sure we'll touch about later. But these guys might actually be
Yeah.
a good tin opener for those matchups.
Yeah.
What have we got next? The
Scout
Bowman and the
Bowman.
Cavaliers. So the Bowman actually look like they've got a bit of a glow up. Obviously, this will be. Well, we'll come back and retcon this later when we see the other Bowman. But like compared to what they are now, that's pretty cool. They
Yeah.
hit on 3.775. That's
Yeah.
really nice. 6+6+ is pretty sad,
Mm.
but they've got precision and they still ignore terrain for line of sight, which is really, really useful. I love that on the Dreadfort archers.
Yeah.
And then suppressive folly. Did they always have this? Is this new? Because this seems
No, it's new. Yeah.
really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
That seems really, really good. Turn off start of any turn. Turn off orders and tactics cards and give out a vulnerable.
Yeah.
Like amazing. There's a lot of stuff coming in. I think this patch to
Yeah.
turn off orders and tactics cards. I think we were talking about this earlier that the Boltons, the 6.5 Boltons, had loads of new quirky stuff,
Mm-hmm.
seeing people's hands and turning off stuff. And now I feel like they're including that in all the other factions.
Yeah.
That's a good example of it. Just some bowmen that were a meme, and now seem like they're actually pretty good. And you can give these guys Overwatch, can't you? With is it Mirror or one of the
The
one
Krellerman Walden.
of the Cranigman board, and Mirror's the John is the rerolls.
Yep.
One of them.
Yeah.
So you've got some nice attachments to go into them.
And he's good now. Now get precision as well. Now they didn't have that before either.
That's new as well. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Big buffs for ranged units. Yeah.
Well, that's right. It makes that combo of Jojen and these even more potent because you're getting the rerolls to fish for those precisions.
Yeah, absolutely, and a vulnerable in there
Yeah.
if you want it as well,
Nice.
with no cards. I think that's
Dirty.
quite a good unit. I think Stark players got to be happy with that,
Well, I'm gonna start playing. It hard.
even if the next one might not make them happy. Tally
Yeah, but
Cav.
on that though, I mean, like Tully Cav had to change, didn't they? They were so prevalent in a game. It's just
Yeah,
it's good. Like Lance Cavalry should be powerful. That is my honest opinion on it because it should be any person that can stand in front of a charging unit of Lance Cavalry has got more balls than me. But
you and I both.
but from a gaming perspective, that was tough, and it was the healing dealing that was the tough part as well because
That was the problem, right?
Yeah, and that isn't really a heavy cavalry thing, is it? So, I mean, yeah, go on. You take ahead because I mean, I could be quite biased on this because I quite like Taylor Cavaliers, but you crack on.
Yeah, well, I'm the opposite way, right? I don't like them, but I think it's a really good change. Like their attack profiles stayed the same, and that's the main thing you want them for. They're just not obnoxious as hell.
Yeah.
So they've now got instead of the rally banner or whatever it's called, rally banner was that
Yeah.
it? And then
Yep.
they've now got stubborn tenacity, which is what the Winterfell Guardian gave them.
Yep.
So if you look on the bright side, you now save yourself an attachment point because you don't have to put the Winterfell Guardian into them.
Mm-hmm.
You can now bring, I don't know, outflank on them, or you can put the attachment point somewhere else. So they've now got built-in stubborn. They're still a 5-up morale. They still do a billion attacks. I think they're fine, and they'll still see a lot of play.
Yeah. And I think again, we'll come back to the Lance rule because we had a discussion earlier about the High Guard and Lancers, and
Yes.
in fact, I will touch it now. See, I think that the Lance rule should be what the old High Guard and Lance was, but we'll come to it when we get to them. The High Guard and Lance rule, but I thought that would make you play them at Lance Cavalry, but we'll come to that at another point, not right now.
When we get there.
Yeah.
What's next? She Bears we've already seen, and then we're on to the Free Folks.
Free folk.
I hope you know about Free Folks because
You got no idea.
Lady Dalla. So I played Lady Dalla against her a few times. She used to do stuff on zones. She still does stuff on zones.
Right, so let's get an informed opinion on this. So each time I claim zone, after resolving the zone's effect, perform the following based on the zone. That means the same based on the zone. Yeah. So same.
The letters changed.
It looks like the letters and the bags, mate. So the old bags used to say instead of removing a condition token, target one enemy engaged with that unit. They suffer 1+1 hit for each of this main rank in this unit. So this is after restoring wounds. So they now can remove the condition token.
That's nice.
And the letters, look at the top 2 cards. Opponent's tactics deck. You may discard one of those cards and shuffle main cards back into their deck. So that has changed now. So now they had to used to forgo drawing the tactic cards to do that, but now they draw the tactic cards and do that as well.
Cool. Nice little buff to both those ends.
Nice.
I think she was seeing some play before. I played against her at the Invitational, and she seemed pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I
mean, she would be, mate. That was invitational. If you played against some invitational rubbish, they shouldn't have been there.
Yeah, well, too right, exactly. I did lose quite badly, but so we'll forget about that one. And then Steer is influence, influence in infantry cavalry, gain sundering +1 rank, influence in a monster unit, reroll charge distances, and things they charge become weakened. I don't know what he did before, but I mean that seems good, especially with what's coming with the giants.
The monster part is new. So the top part is the same as was before. It used to say a friendly unit. It now says friendly infantry or cavalry unit. I guess that means he can't influence. Well, what else would he influence?
Chariots? Are they war machines?
Yeah, but +1 rank. Sundering, maybe it's Sundering. Well, we'll see them in a minute because they're further down. That might be why. Yeah, nice. Both 4-point NCUs as well. So everyone loves a 4-point NCU. Giants.
And now we're on to the beef.
Dirty Giants.
I mean, we were talking about this before, right? They're so iconic. It's really cool that they're going to see some play. I do think they might be quite gatekeepery now, a bit scary, right? So we saw the Savage Giant before, and the other giants have basically got the same treatment. They've all gone to 8 health.
Yeah.
And
Mag's got a defense buff, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think Mag. I can't remember if 1-1 had as well, if he was a free up before or not. But Mag and 1-1 he was. So they're free up. Mag's free up with effectively 16 wounds, unless you're doing precision somewhere, or wounds from dragons or whatever. It's pretty mad. He still fights on death. 1 wound from panic tests. He's pretty spooky. And I believe they haven't, changed the whole he reduces in points per attachment you don't take thing.
Well, we haven't. So there's a lot of speculation around that. So there's people saying that because it's not in here, it doesn't count because it used to sit on the back of his card, I think. But
okay.
My personal feeling is that if it's not here, then it just remains unchanged. But I don't hold me to that.
Yeah, I don't know because there's a lot of issues with the faction packs, weren't there? So on the day we're recording this is the day after it came out. I know there's a lot of issues with the faction packs and stuff needs updating and changing, and that this document we're looking at now was sort of the correct one.
Yeah.
So I don't know about that, but hopefully he's 9 points. That'd be really good.
Yeah.
And then looking at 1-1 next, like he's got the same sort of treatment, right?
Yeah.
8 wounds. I don't know if he had the whole when he charged they became weakened before. I can't ever remember that.
So he's got 1 extra attack dice as well.
Wow.
Plus he gets +1 attack dice. So he's got the old giant roll where you get +1 attack die for each wound he suffered, up to maximum +3. So if he takes 3 wounds, which is likely, it's a combat game, he's going to go to 10 attacks.
Yeah, just 10 attacks. Just 10. At least you get armor saves against them, right?
No.
Right?
I mean, you get armor saves, but you just don't get to roll your defense dice. So, I mean, the plus side, you do get armor, but you don't get to roll dice to save the attack. So, yes.
Brilliant. Okay. Well, yeah, that's pretty scary.
Yeah, the weakened thing, did he have that? No, he didn't. That's the new thing as well.
I remember that correctly. So that's quite nice. So, I mean, I guess that means you're getting attacked with less hits if you can't hit him as well. Look on the bright side, eh?
What a touch. I mean, if you do less wounds, you'll get less attack, so there is that to it.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the Frozen Shore Chariots. I think these are mega. These are so good. They're 4 points, which is crazy. They've got a baby shooting attack. I say a baby shooting attack. It is 6 attacks on freeze. It's
6
short range,
attacks.
which is but not on fours. Sure, a little spear toss, some dudes on
Yeah,
huskies. They've got 4 attacks on a 3+, which I think is insane. That should be a 4+, maybe. And a deadly impact. When they're charging, they gain sundering and vicious, not just one keyword. They gain 2 keywords and +1 hit for the defender's remaining ranks. So if you're charging a fresh infantry unit for 4 points, you're getting 7 attacks, hitting on freeze with sundering and vicious.
yeah. I
Right?
mean, these were massive back in the 2021 edition when they were 4 points. I think they're going to go back to where they were because 4 point activation, as we know, is strong. But who gave the Husky Chariot a fucking Gatling gun?
yeah. What was that? And swift retreat, just for them to charge your next thing if you don't
Yeah,
kill them. Like,
yeah,
they're 6 wounds, which is killable, but maybe not if you haven't charged them or you don't have a dedicated melee unit. Like, they're just going to swift retreat and then smash 7 sundering vicious attacks into your side.
yeah,
Up the bum, if you
yeah,
will. Like, yeah, they're 5+5 for 4 points. That's really cool.
yeah.
See Frozen Shore Chariots coming to a town near you. Yeah.
Beep beep.
Cool. Beep beep. Cool. Wait, what we got
Mammoth.
next? Mammoths. I know people were happy about the mammoths and the elephants, right? They got some
Oh my.
buffs. I honestly, I've seen Brian run mammoths a few times, and I don't think I've ever played against him.
Right. So yeah, we've still got 8 wounds. They still can't control objectives. They can only suffer only once. Oh, so once you use activation before selecting action, you may shift 5 inches forward. So it's got a version of that new cavalry rule that we're seeing potentially for the next update. But that's quite a nice little bit of. It keeps it feeling heavy, like
Yeah.
rather than it zipping around.
Charging
It gives
forward,
it,
right?
yeah, yeah. When charging, it ignores terrain. Um, I mean, I don't think we need to really even compare this to the old version. We can just read this out as is. But like you've got because only concerns max of 2 wounds panic test, so it's still got that. But when it does fail a panic test now, all units within 2 inches, friendly and enemy, suffer D3 wounds because the giant starts, the mammoth starts proper
That's
going at them.
rampage. That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. And the attack, it's lost critical blow, but you do not roll defense dice, and it gains +1 attack dice for each wound that this unit has suffered to a maximum of +3. 5 attack dice, so it goes up to 8 when it charges. Oh no, 8 when it's attacking unit with full ranks.
Hitting on freeze as well.
Yeah, it's got a point of movement slower, but it doesn't really matter because you've got the 5-inch shift there as well. I mean, that's
Pretty good.
yeah. I mean, we spoke about in the last video that I was really hoping that mammoths would get a glow up so we start seeing a bit more. I mean, we know that
Yes,
Brian
you did, yeah.
uses them, but mammoths are awesome.
That's cool, and I think we'll see it later. But I think the Golden Company elephant got the same sort of treatment, which is cool because
Yeah.
people love those elephants.
Mm.
And then what have we got next? Frozen Shore
Frozen Shore
Hunters.
Hunters.
These are an odd unit. I don't think I've ever seen them on the table in person.
No.
Um,
Well, I have, but in casual gaming.
in fun games, yeah.
Yeah.
That. So but I don't know again.
Well, it looks like everything has stayed the same, other than the fact that the harpoon has changed now. So it used to be like this: after completing an attack, the defender becomes weakened, and they minuses to movement, which is quite nice. But now they've got this really weird tug of war thing going on. So
that's
so
cool. You can shift
yeah.
them.
Yeah, so
Sorry, go
basically,
ahead.
if you do some damage after you complete a ranged attack, you can shift 2 inches backwards and pull the defender 2 inches towards you.
That's pretty funky. I can't picture it now, but I can see some weird stuff happening.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's just the exact sort of thing I can see someone turning up with and practicing a gimmick.
yeah.
It just, yeah.
Pull them towards your mammoths.
Yeah, and then plow for it, and then pull them somewhere where they can't fit on the board and then remove them from the game. Like Deep Strike. I just don't know.
Yeah, Deep Strike Bears. Talking to Bears.
Deep Strike. Talking to Bears.
Bears.
So they have lost their charging volley, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Gain mark
and
target.
gained another mark target. Ooh, becoming vulnerable for these guys is pretty sketchy. That's pretty scary. Have they gone to 5 move? They were 4 move before, right?
Yep.
So that's a huge change. That's really, really good. They've still got the spear toss, just you probably might not use it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the Spear and Maul's gone up to 7 dice on both ranks.
Oh, was it 6 before? 6 before?
It was 6-4 before.
6-4. Wow. Okay. So
Okay.
7-7 is a really big glow up.
Yeah.
Blimey. And then
Lost precision, but they've gained rerolls if the defender's got condition tokens.
which mark target will happily give you.
Yeah.
I think that's quite a nice change. It makes them a bit less fluky and a bit more grindy, sustain, extra movement, extra attacks, rerolls.
Yeah. Well, you know how much of a difference that extra inch of movement made when they upped the Blackguard, didn't you?
Oh my god, massive! I mean, any movement, an extra movement's huge. Like 5 going to 6 is massive. Such a big change in the game. Movement, wins, which is why when we're seeing all these skirmisher rules and stuff like that, movement's just huge, isn't it, in a game like this? So
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. And then the giant spear throwers got the same giant treatment. They got to 8 wounds, and then it looks like, unlike the scorpion, they kept their unlimited range
I don't understand it. I don't. Yeah. They have basically kept it. They kept all the wording the same. So whatever their intention was, if their intention was to take away the 360, because it doesn't say that they can see 360, but it does say they ignore line of sight restrictions. So you can throw the spear behind you. I love the idea of it. I just think it should have been kept to. I mean, if you're a giant throwing a spear at unlimited range, you don't really need the 360. But I think someone should be rewarded for managing to get around the back of you rather than get a spear in your head.
And then they're still hitting on 6s though, so it's still the gambling. They are 7 points. Yeah, so I think giant's going to be really good, right?
Yeah.
If you don't fluke on precisions, if you don't have a good one of your lists for them, they might be a bit gatekeepery. And then we saw Harmer's Vanguard before, didn't we? Cool change, really cool tech piece.
Yeah.
Neutral NCUs, something. This is cool. This is really cool. I love this. This is a big change up. Jack and Hagar, he's gone from an influence for infantry precision to basically he gets 3 tokens, and when he activates, you can use a token, and he copies another NCU. That's so cool. That's really cool. I believe he can't copy once per game abilities. So you can't go doing any weird once per game stuff or killing himself if you copy Crescent or whatever. But he can be Olenna for a turn. He can. You need some healing. He can be Walder Frey. So cool. So obviously it's a bit matchup dependent. If you're playing against someone who's not got great stuff, or sort of maybe Greyjoys who all their stuff's Greyjoy keyworded, but that's really cool. I can see people bringing that to copy their own one. Double Olenna or whatever. That's really cool. Varys has gone back to how he was, I believe. So he's now got 4 tokens, but he's 5 points. None of us spotted the 5 points. We were all like, they've given Varys an extra token. What are they thinking? What? And then we all scored 5 points. And sure, I don't think he'll see much use anymore because NCUs at the moment are pretty spicy. But sure, it makes sense because I think everyone before was just throwing Varys in as their third option. He was really good. And then Walder Frey, what a guy, what a dude.
Mate, I don't think Walder stayed the same for longer than 5 minutes for the duration of this whole game.
And has anyone used him? I really didn't see him much in the previous season. But so now he's got a friend. He's an influence now. He's got a friendly and an enemy bit, and they basically do the same thing, but opposite. So friendly, you get +1 move, and you can pivot at the start of your activation, which is bonkers. That's so good.
Mm.
Like that makes range units mental. That makes playing that like is just really really good. I I'm not sure I like it in the game, to be honest. Like just giving anyone you want that ability. Like Baratheon Wardens shouldn't be able to just spin around on the spot. They're covered in heavy clad armor, right?
Yeah.
Like I like that skirmishers have it because they're super skirmishy. But sorry, the enemy side of that is they are -1 move and cannot pivot at the end of a maneuver or march. I think for the game, I don't know if I like it, but I think as a card, it's really cool.
Do
You
you
know,
think we'll see him play quite a lot with Greyjoys? Because that for me is a really spicy way of dealing with cavalry for them.
I think we'll see him in loads of factions. Greyjoys, you've now got 7 move silence men,
Mm.
sure, or 7 move whatever you want. 6 move Iron Victory crew. If you're outflanking them, brilliant. Being able to pivot, that's a good use for the cavalry.
I mean, it's
I think
amazing. You think like if you've got rush of aggression in your hand with Vic, you can just spin and charge. So that enemy cavalry unit that are waiting to come around the flank are bang in trouble.
yeah. You can go with him, start a turn, Wendy, spin, do all this stuff. Like, yeah, some crazy movement. I think Greyjoys are probably. We'll come on to it when we see it a bit later, because everyone else has got some cool stuff,
Mm-hmm.
especially range. Double range would be a big thing. I think Greyjoys are gonna have maybe a bit of a rough time of it, but I think that does help. But I think that's really cool. But anyway, sorry, that's long enough on Wolver.
Right, so you've got the Hedge Knights, which we've seen, the Golden Company Swordsman.
Golden Company Swordsman's pretty cool. So they went to a 3-up save from a 4-up, I believe. They kept their rerolls, and then they got this Golden Reputation. So after an enemy completes a melee attack on this unit, if that enemy does not have more remaining ranks in this unit, it gains Panicked Vulnerable. Some tokens. That's pretty cool. The neutral deck has a lot of tokens going for it, so that's good. I don't know how these would fit in as a mercenary unit into other armies.
Mm-hmm.
It's another change in them. They've changed so many times over the past few patches, haven't they? Because we had that one season where they were mental with like 11 attacks.
Yeah. There's quite a lot of like they've just everything's given a very nice sort of bit of spice to it. Like the attack has gone from 754 to 764 as well.
Oh, they gained an extra mid. Nice.
Yeah, and the morale's gone up by 1 as well. It's gone from 6 to 5.
That's because they had sorry. So that's what they've lost. They've lost the training thing, the extra defense or the extra attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sweet.
And then we've got the
Nelly?
elephant that we've basically talked about, same as the mammoth, really. But now they've lost. So I believe before they had to be in short range of a Golden Company unit, or you could lose control of them.
Yeah.
Now they've just gained the limited thing. I think that's the swap. So you can only have 1 per Golden Company.
No, that was there as well.
That was there before, was it? So they've just
Yeah.
lost. They've just lost the runaway.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice. But obviously, because the idea was that you'd have Golden Company with them to control them, but that pretty much is covered by the fact you need a Golden Company infantry unit to run the elephant. So that's sort of
you're taxed already.
Yeah,
so
on the battlefield. Yeah. Were they 6 points before?
I don't know. Maybe.
We really know what we're talking about. This is fucking incredible.
Yeah.
People are coming here for top tier fucking competitive gaming.
Top tier competitive. I don't come here for competitive, mate. I almost won a tournament once.
Once upon a time, mate. I filmed it. Right, nice watch.
Nice watch. Right, let's go through these. Bowen. Each time he collects his own, look at the top 2 of your Texas deck, place 1 of those cards in your hand, but each time one of your Night's Watch units is destroyed, you may take 1 attached Night's Watch card and place from that unit and place it in your hand. Cool. So I think the top 1 stayed the same. The bottom bit is a new thing.
Yeah.
When a unit dies, you get a card back. Sure. There's probably a good card you put out, but
yeah. I mean, it seems to be this way of mitigating the losing your vows on your units, isn't it? It's about putting them back again, isn't it?
That's fine, but I don't think that makes him better than anyone
Mhm.
else. Craster. So Crash is really cool now. He's an influence. You can remove a condition token, just like Catelyn or whoever. You ignore keywords, so you become like ranges, and that unit cannot be targeted by tactics cards or zone effects,
Wow.
um, which is really really cool. I really like that. Um, that's
Yeah.
a nice like baby Barristan sort of thing, and he's still 4 points.
Mm.
I think that's really cool.
Nice.
Um,
Geo does the same sort of thing, basically pulling back cards from the discard pile to put in units in the second part.
Yeah, I mean, that gets the faction going. I don't think many people used him before. Maybe they won't still. Sam's still doing hand-sized stuff. He now has 2 tokens each time a friendly unit is performing attack. Before the attack, you may remove one
Nice.
token. Target the defender. It becomes vulnerable. That's pretty cool.
Mm.
Some more tokens.
Yeah, nice.
Um,
You got the
nice. I like the crash change.
yeah,
That's really good. The other three, I don't know if they're better than Donald Noyle or the classics.
yeah.
But cool. Combat units.
Swarm Bros.
So Sworn Bros looks like they've gained crit blow. Is
Is that what they got?
that's what they got? I mean that's pretty good. Crit blows,
Yeah, yeah.
Sworn blows with martial training.
Another
In
dice
addition,
middle rank.
nice and another die like that makes them pretty good.
Hmm.
Because they always sort of lost a battle, didn't they, for the
Yeah,
7-point infantry unit against the vets,
yeah,
which have also got a slight buff. So they don't have disrupt anymore. They've got this cool veterans prowess,
yeah,
which is basically disrupt caked into it, but it's a different keyword. So if you could somehow get disrupt, you could throw it in there.
yeah,
Um, and Counter Strike built in with that, and then they've got this really cool life and honor to the watch. So because they're vets, they're so grizzled, they know their shit.
yeah,
Um, you don't lose all your cards when you roll a double one.
yeah. Nice.
That's
Just
cool.
one.
That's really cool. Um,
Yeah, nice.
I like
Uh,
that.
Rangers.
Rangers, these guys have gone from like hero to zero a couple of times, haven't they?
Hmm.
They've gained a skirmisher, the new skirmisher thing, the new pivot welder thing,
Yeah,
um, which is fine because they're meant to be tricksy in that. They're still 5/5, swift strike, quick fire. I don't know if their attack profile's got slightly better degrading, but
so look
skirmisher is
through.
really cool on them. I don't know if they'll be used
Yeah,
still.
literally everything's remained the same, other than the fact they've got skirmisher now.
Skirmisher. I mean, it seems like a really strong ability.
Yeah.
That pivot, no charge bonuses as well. I think is quite good, quite underestimated. Maybe I've sort of looked over that bit. I always think about the pivot, but no charge bonuses.
Yeah.
No, that makes that 5+ save a bit better if they're not getting all the hits through.
Hmm.
And then we've already spoken about the Scorpion
Yeah.
crew.
The Builder Stonethrower has put some big change here. It's gone from what, 8 points to 6.
Yeah, 8 points to 6, and it's completely changed but stayed the same. It still throws obnoxious stones at you, but the main gimmick now is you need to be in long range of another friendly unit
Mhm.
um, to target it. So they're like spotters for you. So you're not getting the obnoxious turn 1 Baelish double swords thing. Maybe if you've got something outflanking like the vanguards, or you just like run your spearmen down the middle. Um, it does still do a crazy amount of hits. I believe you get one for each rank. Is it?
One hit of your main ranks beyond one rank plus one for each hit beyond the first rank.
And then you get +1 to hit for each of the ranks. So you hit infantry on a better dice, so a full rank. So you hit on a 3+, and then you get extra hits for that. So it is 6 points. That whole line of sight thing. Once the game gets going, though, that might be pretty nutty.
Yeah.
Bringing a couple of these for 6 points, the amount of wounds that could put out.
Hmm.
Um,
It's nice.
yeah, it's good they've looked at changing it. It makes it less obnoxious early on.
Conscripts.
Conscripts to 4 points, baby. That's
Yeah,
pretty good.
nice.
They haven't changed apart from that, I don't think.
No.
So, yep, supply aid for 4 points. Sure,
Yeah,
I
nice.
think that's cool. Nice watch like that.
Well, that's all
And
it's a
then,
healing battery. It's all it's ever been, isn't it? A healing battery.
yeah, exactly, for your much better units with 3 cards on them
Yeah.
that you definitely won't lose when you fail a panic check. And then we've got the Marshal, so he's now 3 points, which is really cool. You can only suffer 1 wound for panic checks. At the start of this activation, yeah, you can do a maneuver or a retreat. +1 attack dice on melee attacks and suffer -1 wound from panic tests. So I think that all seems fairly similar from memory. Was he 5 move before, or was he always 6 move?
I think he's always 6. Yeah. Quick look. Quick look.
But he
Probably
was definitely
heroes.
4 points before.
Yeah. He's not as attachments, isn't he?
He's just a combat unit.
Yeah. Free wound. Start with. Yeah, they can do that. The 1 move from failing panic test is new.
Okay, that's good. That's really good as well, given you've got 3 health.
Yeah.
I know you've got 3 up morale, but the change that double 1 always fails and that sort of stuff.
They put the same rule on there twice. At the start of the unit's activation, it may perform 1 maneuver or retreat, and then further down at the start of the unit's activation, it may perform 1 maneuver. Yeah, same rule.
Oh yeah, yeah. So you get double maneuvers at the start of your activation.
Yeah.
12-inch move wherever you want it.
Nice.
um,
Yeah, so it's just a -1 wound that is picked up from failing panic
cool.
tests.
And a point down.
Point down, yeah. Nice.
Right, now on to
Baratheons?
the dirt. The time of Lannisters is over. The time of Baratheons has arrived. I think these guys are a big winner from this patch. There's a lot of stuff in here, but I think the main ones are some of the combat unit changes we'll see. Crescent's now 4 points.
Yeah.
He does, so I believe he has to now take crowns to get the letters. I think
Yeah.
before you group this any zone.
No,
But
he's always been crowns.
He's always been crowns?
Always been crowns, yeah. But he's just gone down a
Cool.
point, I think. He's always
So it's exactly the same, but 4 points. Beautiful. I mean, I saw people running him before. Really good. Eldon looks really, really good now as well. You get to go through your deck a lot more. Get that final strike out. Get whichever cards you want out. I think we're going to start seeing Eldon quite a lot as well. I think he's just a really nice utility support piece.
Yeah.
I don't know if Davos and Marjorie are any good. Marjorie used to do the whole. I think she's got slightly better. She used to heal and then give out a vulnerable for engaged stuff. I think you now do hits.
Yeah.
1 hit for each wound it restores. Yeah. So instead of vulnerable, you get some hits. Sure, I'm not sure she'll be used. And then Davos was reroll charges and cannot use orders. So I think he's just gained a token, has he?
Yeah. Just token, mate. Yeah, so he can do it 4 times.
Cool. I mean, he was pretty clutch before, but you're going to put the attachment Davos in your list if you're playing Stannis. So I don't think we'll see him. And then we've also got Shira and Melisandre. So Melisandre's changed completely. She no longer does like huge kaboom panic nukes. She now takes wounds off your dudes and gives you buffs for the wounds. Which is pretty cool. You get extra morale, vicious. You give us some tokens, vulnerable or panics. She no longer gives out R'hllor either, I don't think, which I think matter for some of Stannis' cards. I think there's a couple that need the R'hllor keyword.
But it doesn't really matter now because only R'hllor units you're taking Lightbringers, right?
Yeah. And who cares? They don't need help. As we will see in a minute. Spoilers. And then Shira, another when you're engaged. So she's giving out hits, giving out vulnerables. Target is claimed as an enemy target. So yeah, she is another when it's engaged. Gain some stuff. Again, I don't know if that's a good.
I quite liked it before. I quite like the fact that she used to ping tokens around. I quite like that, but change.
Changes change. Engage. I know Baratheons want to be grindy and such, but it's such a specific timing. It's not a great one. Units.
Wardens.
We've got Wardens, so they're still a pain to kill. I believe they've gained.
So there's just the change to Warhammer. So now instead of it being if the defender rolls a 1, it's
It's a
just
one. It's just a weekend.
after you attack, they become weakened.
That's it. Cool.
Yeah, change
Um,
the guaranteed weaken token.
cool. That's annoying because they're pretty hard to kill. And then Sentinels, I think they've got an extra attack
Yeah,
in there
it's the
somewhere. They look better than they did.
yeah. So look, 2 seconds. Sentinels have got. They've gone from 754 to 76. They've gone from 754 to 765. So they've got +1 attack dice on the bottom and middle rank.
Nice.
And
And go down
added
fighting. Nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty annoying for something to Sentinel into you, and then when you try and kill them, they do wounds back. Cool.
Yep. Winner.
Winner.
Stag Knights we've seen.
Stag Knights we've seen, and then Champions of the Stag.
Mate.
I'm glad these guys got a glow up.
100%. These are such cool models. Like fucking, they just when they came out, they're just hulks of just cavalry. So,
Terminators, mate. Terminators on a horse.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, really cool. So I think they, the punish cowardice is the coolest bit.
Yeah.
So when it's engaged with it, retreats from them, it gains vulnerable and weakened. So it just that's really cool. And then I think they gain rerolls. Sorry, no, they gain 2 extra attacks and dish out a vulnerable, and they've got crit blow on their Champion's Wrath. So if you're engaged with stuff, if you're in the grind, you get 8 attacks for your top ranks, hitting on 3s.
It gives, with I think it's a great change because they're the only caveat in the game that are basically like just a heavy infantry unit. They're just there for the prolonged combat, and they will win the prolonged combat if going and you try and run away from them to make you vulnerable and weakened. They've also got the +1 morale on there now. They've gone from 6 to 5.
Oh, they were 6. Okay, that's really good because I think that was a bummer when you got 1 precision wound through and they just died. They're still 4 move, so they're still slugging it, but cool. Really happy with that change. That's really cool.
Yeah. Lightbringers. I feel fine.
Here we go. A unit that we definitely didn't see win a massive grand tournament last week. 2 units of them has now been buffed. Yeah, they were quite good anyway because you basically take them with Davos and Brian Ferring, and they reroll everything when they shoot you anyway, and they're vicious and they ping off a panic check. They now, in addition to that, they can give out vulnerables when they kill stuff, which can be quite clutch, and they just heal a Relore unit in long range, heal themselves, heal the faithful. I think Stannis has Relore keyword, does he? So healing Kingsman.
Yeah, they've got up to 7 dice in second rank as well. So it used to be 764, now 774.
Brilliant for 6 points.
Yeah. So do they ping the panic test anymore? It doesn't like they do, does it?
If the defender fails their panic check, they suffer +1 wound for each enemy Relore unit in young range. So they don't ping it off anymore. They now do extra damage on panics for each one in long range, which is the best. And heal for it. And extra attacks. That's just if you're bringing 2 units of these, you're healing 4 Kingsmen a turn. The
4+ armor save, man. The 4+ armor save is so good on Lightbringers. Like you just don't know how good that is.
I always forget whenever I play against them. I always forget their 4 save because they're just some dudes and a bit of chainmail.
Yeah.
They're just
it always jars me, man. Because you look at the old the Dreadful Archers, and they are literally in head to toe in like plate mail and armor 6 or 5, whatever they are.
And they're a 5-up. Yeah, brilliant. I think these guys are going to be obnoxious. Going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Especially if you've got Champions of the Stag just being annoying in front of you. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Faithful got a glow up, but that's cool because they're cool.
Yeah.
So I think they got a attack buff. They used to hit on 4s, they now hit on 3s.
Nice, yeah.
They've got the wrong faith token on them. That's the faith for the 7s, so that needs updating. and they can only gain maximum of 3. I think before it was unlimited, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. But so they're vicious base, and then before rolling attack dice, you can give out a panicked and a vulnerable. You can use it to reroll, and you can heal. So I think that's all fairly similar to before, just slightly better.
Yeah.
6 move,
This one's a hit.
6 points. I think that's a really solid unit, especially when you compare it. Compare it. Think that you're going to probably have 2 units of R'hllor Lightbringers behind you. So this is another R'hllor unit that you can heal, or that you can get +1 wound from the panics from the shooting for.
Yeah, it's the Sword of the Faith. Well, the Sword of the Faith, it used to be called Heart of Fire, but the Faith token stuff has changed quite a bit, and it's really makes them a really toolbox unit when it comes to fighting. Using a Faith token to put a panic to vulnerable, extremely powerful. Using a Faith token to re-roll after rolling attack dice. So having seen your dice, knowing you've whiffed it, spend the token, re-roll them.
Which is really cool.
Yeah.
They always had the healing, didn't they?
Yeah.
And then I can't remember if they were always vicious or if they gained that from the Faith.
From the Faith token, I got that. So they've taken. So it used to be +1 to hit and vicious. So they've given them that just in their basic profile now.
Just giving that free. Cool.
Yeah.
Really good glow up.
Nice.
Like that. And they're cool models as well. They're cool as hell.
For what we've seen.
For what we've seen, they're going to be great. And then Riders of High Garden. So what you were talking about earlier with the Tullys is they've lost their charge bonus and they've just added it onto their profile. The +1 to hit bonus.
See, so just spend a bit more time on that one. So I think I loved the High Garden Lance. I felt it made me play them as Lance cavalry should be, and actually the Swift Retreat plays into how that would have worked. So
yeah, that would be really nice.
Yeah, so you charge in, hit, they hit your back, you fall back again. Next turn you charge in again, you get a +1 to hit. And actually, I think that the +1 to hit on the Lance should be on all Lance cavalry, because I honestly feel that's such a nice thematic way of doing it that we haven't seen in any other game system. I think that's just so good to be able to do that. And then it represents the fact that once you're in past the Lance charge, they're pulling out swords, and it's a lot harder to turn and slash and hack at people attacking you. I think the High Garden Lance is really good. So I'm a bit disappointed they've lost that. Obviously, if you're a Baratheon player, you're happy with this because you're just better. You're just better now.
Yeah.
But for me, it's just a bit of a shame because I really like the fact that they were one of the few light Lance cavalry, the only light Lance cavalry, but the only Lance cavalry in the game that played like a Lance cavalry unit.
I agree. And because they were so delicate, you had to get the charge with these guys. Maybe not Tullys, but these guys you had to, get the first say. It's a shame they lost that for fluff, but I'm sure Baratheons would be happy with that.
Yeah.
And then we've got the Halberdiers. So these guys have got a bit of a shake-up. They've lost a movement actually, which is quite big, going down to 4. But they've gained +1 to hit, which is really big. They've kept Taunt, they've kept Sundering, and then they've got this new cool rule called Advance Align. So start of a round, you get to shift directly forward. I think that's quite cool because if you think you've got Courtney, is it Commander Attachment, who's got Tac Repo as well?
Yeah.
That's immediately you got a 5-inch shift before anything else has even happened. So these guys might be quite a cool unit just to throw down the middle. Taunt stuff, they actually hit quite good now, especially with like Ours is the Fury. Cool tech piece.
Yeah, I mean, it's one friendly unit long range as well. So you could just shift forward your Lance cavalry, shift forward your champs to the stag. All them slow units that Baratheons have really. The best way to fight a stag knight is to not go near the stag knight, right? But with these, they can shift it closer and start closing that gap.
And then the Rainbow Guard have got the, as we expected, they've got the Kingsguard treatment. The wounds, the healing back banners. They've just kept Rally Cry as their rule, but arguably Renly's a better commander than Joffrey. So you probably get a bit more out of having Renly in there than you do Joffrey. So exactly the same change. Really cool unit. Going to be pretty obnoxious in the middle of the board. Especially with the amount of healing Rennie has and what everything else looks like. You know, if you've got 2 Fawn Watch behind this guy, that
Yeah,
might be pretty difficult to deal with, right? I
yeah,
guess the
yeah,
only downside, again, I guess the same with the Kingsguard, is some of these attachments, the Rainbow Guard attachments, are used quite a lot, or will be anyway. I can imagine Brienne the Blue being used quite a lot in Fawn Watch now.
yeah,
So we'll have to see what works out better.
yeah, yeah. Um, so, you okay to come around, or did you want to go?
No.
Oh,
Yeah, we could skim through the rest.
sweet. Okay, cool. So next up we have Targaryens.
Yes, so they got quite a bit of
That
a.
is a lot of text, isn't it?
Here's a lot of text. We've already seen Piat Pre, I think, in
Yeah,
the reveals.
yeah.
So he's pretty cool now.
Mhm.
Um,
Playing with your
when
whole hand reveal, man. That's.
yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I mean most of the Bruces were doing it anyway. So
Not to their own fault. But you can't do the thing where you just discard your opponent's the whole hand every round now,
yeah.
which is good. That feels good.
Hmm.
Illyrio looks like he's now an influence. I think he used to be a baby bags before.
Yeah,
He still does some healing, but he can now give out sundering and some tokens at short range, which is pretty cool. So he's now a multi-use thing.
yeah.
I'm not even going to try and pronounce this guy's name.
His
Top left.
Darso Lorak.
There you go. That's why we bring you along, right?
That's the Spanish person to me. That is.
He does some stuff on zones. I can remember he always did some cool stuff with the House and the Undying. Draw one tactics card, then discard one tactics card. Oh, okay, so it's just draw one, get rid of one. I think he used to also mess around with your opponent's cards.
Yeah,
Not so sure. Miri was really good before. She's got so much text, man. Each time it claims zone, choose one, remove condition token, place it on Miri's card, or remove one condition token from Miri's card and place it on an engaged enemy combat unit. So that's not great. Again, that's an engaged, but you can remove tokens. She used to heal one, right?
yeah,
Once per game, when Miri claims a zone, you may target one friendly combat unit. If you do, attach. Oh, so it's the whole attachment thing, non-commander. She's got quite a nerf, really, because she used to go out the panic and the weaken token and heal one as well.
yeah,
Now she's just doing some token stuff and the attachment thing.
yeah,
And that's when on a zone, so you just lose tempo. R.I.P. Miri, I guess.
yeah. I mean, it's yeah. That's but again, it's a NCU that was being used a lot, and they tend to target those to be
Yes,
cycled around, right?
jazzes things up, so that's a really nice change. We've got
King of the
Jorah,
friend zone.
who I think stays the same, but he's just gone back down to 3 points, which is really good.
Yeah, they said in the notes that something else has changed, and they said Westeros's rider was modified. He can only suffer
Oh,
one win from failing panic test. Mate, my
cool.
Jorah used to die every time to a crown zap. Now he's fucking gonna be smashing stuff.
No, he's on it. Same as Watch Marshall. Cool. That's a nice change.
Nice.
And then Screamer's got nerfed, and I can't remember how. I
They
was looking at
lost
these.
Furious Charge, the vulnerable token on the
They
charge.
lost vulnerable. Wow, so stops the spam there.
Yeah,
That's quite big, really. Furious Charge.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
I mean,
every-
they always looked like a good unit, didn't they? With Sundering, Furious Charge. You know, as a fast cavalry unit, they would get around the flank. So Sundering and flank with vulnerable, it was punching through a lot of stuff.
especially with the free attachments, because
Mhm.
you had all the Blood Rider attachments, right, which were really quite good.
Yeah. The Hrakars. What change with them?
Record.
Hrakar. Their defense improved, the attack profile improved. So they've gone to a. What did they have? What did I don't know what they had before? Was that before? Vicious. They had that. So what I'll do a quick on screen.
Yes, 'cause they were always quite good before for the 4 points. They used to have 5 attacks, even though they've got 6.
Yeah.
And
They've got a
their
5+
defense
armor
is
save.
there. Oh, that's very nice.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see them still. They were quite nice for 4 points.
Yeah.
Outflank Vicious in the side.
Yeah. And
Uh,
next up, we're going to see like this seems to be that like the time for Targaryen infantry to start shining, because there seems to be a lot of glow ups for the Targaryen infantry stuff.
Absolutely. So we saw the Swordmasters before.
Yeah.
These are now the Pikemen. So they've also gained a free up save,
Yeah.
which is pretty obnoxious. And have they gained unyielding? I think because they
Gained
lost
unyielding.
their combat mastery. If your opponent does not have the swords, they were -1 a hit, and now they've gained unyielding, which is really good.
Yep.
Brilliant. So they weren't going to fail the panics anyway, and then even if they do, they're not taking anything for it.
Yeah.
They're going to be them and the Swordmasters are going to be trouble with like Marcelin or Grey Worm Commander, something like that.
Yep.
They're going to be really difficult to deal with. They are still a 5-inch move infantry unit, so there's some play around them, but
yeah,
really cool, really good. And then if we gloss over the Swordmasters, which we saw before,
Brazen
go to the
Beasts.
Brazen Beasts. These guys look so good.
Yeah. For a 5-point unit.
5 points. They're now hitting on 3s, which is huge. They've gained an attack. I think. Is it top and middle?
764. Yeah, top and middle.
Yeah. Really good. They always had Sentinel and they always had Motley Elements, but really good. 6 move for 5 points is really good as well. That's a really cool unit. I can see these guys getting a lot of use.
Yeah, I mean, I've just finished painting all my Targaryens, so I think I'm going to be looking at these at some point quite soon.
Is that going to be your season 7?
Might be, mate. Might be.
Tipple. Oh,
I need
good, because your Unsullied look incredible.
Cheers, thank you. Yeah.
They look amazing.
Well, I really like my Brazen Beast. The Brazen Beast, I've actually done the multicolour cloaks on them. So on the table, looks really nice. But once I've finished filming the Road to Mirian series now, I just need to get my arse and gear and edit it. But there's all the painting guides in there for them. And yeah, go back to your WhatsApp question. No, I haven't got the Greyjoy painting tutorial, but I will find it and I'll post it for you.
Very good.
Pit Fighters.
Right. Pit Fighters. These guys, I honestly have never seen these on the board either. I think they used to dish out a load of tokens.
Yeah. So they still do. It's the same thing now, but they just don't take the wounds for it. They just give you them plus additional ones for each of their destroyed ranks.
Okay, cool. That's cool. Have their attacks got better? Their attacks are now back to front. So they've now got 6, 7, 8. So they get better as they get worse. 8 attacks on bottom. That's really cool.
That's gone up as well because they used to be 764. Now they're 876.
That's pretty scary for 5 points, 8 attacks, lots of tokens, precision.
That's mega, isn't it? That's really good.
5 points, they're really good as well.
I'll tell you what it does do. It makes them synergize a bit with Belwas because Belwas has got that make an attack on your last rank, and if you survive, you stay alive with 1 wound.
Nice. Okay, that is quite a cool combo.
Greyjoys.
Yeah. Greyjoys. The king of Sultan Rock himself, Balon. They changed him, and I think they did quite a good job, to be honest. So he now can only deploy on your board edge, long from your board edge. He can't do any of the outflanking from the side bullshit on the side. He has to take a zone and replace it as well now, which is really big for stuff that can cancel it, like intrigue. So it's really big. He's still 6 points. You still get a whole unit back for free. I think it's a nice change. I think he's not an automatic take now. I think at like the top level of the game, if Greyjoys can still perform there, I think he probably won't see that much use. I think you're better off spending the 2 points elsewhere. I still think he'll be used a load though. But you can play around him now a lot easier. Eric now just gets an extra. I think he gets an extra token, and he can just give out a pillage at the start of the game. So you get 2 extra pillages for free out of him.
More pillage all the time.
More pillage all the time, which is cool. I mean, people like cards and units. You're taking Euron attachment for pillage. You're dishing stuff out. I don't know if he'll see more play. Maybe he will. That's pretty cool. And then Mokoro. So I'm surprised this guy got changed because he was really good before. But the Visions of the Flames is exactly the same as before, I believe. So you just turn off cards and orders, which is really good for if you have a really big go turn. If you need Rush of Aggression to go off, or you're playing Lannisters or something like that. And then R'hllor's magics has changed. So before this was a zone replacement, which you'd never do because you want the zone. Now it's just once per game on activation. So you're going to do that anyway. You just get free attachment when you activate. That's really good. So this guy's just got better, and he was already, arguably, and also including most Vic lists.
Nice.
Really good change.
Yeah, I like it. It's really nice.
Yeah.
I mean, the problem I have with this game is I love every single faction, so I'm going through thinking, oh, maybe I'll do Greyjoys, or maybe I'll do Targaryen, maybe I'll do Starks. Fuck it, I'm going to play Star Wars.
Yeah. Star Wars Legion, everyone.
Units. So the Reavers.
Units, Reavers.
Got faster.
They got 6 moves. That's huge. 6 moves is massive. They kept all their other goodies. 6 moves is huge. Like Fear on attachment, you're now auto 12 in. That's huge. Reapers gained crit blow. That's really good.
Yeah,
that makes
them... sorry, go on. Yeah, because they needed that gun.
That's really good. Because before, I think they were just vicious, and you were sort of hoping your attachment you'd put Baylor in there for some extra attacks because you've only got vicious. Now you got crit blow.
They got more attack dice as well. Has it got more in the middle?
764. I can't remember. Maybe.
No, it's the same. Yeah. It's literally just gained critical blow.
And crit blow is really nice.
Black Tie Chosen. I really like these. These have become what they should have always been. What the artwork on the box shows them doing. Shield Wall.
Shield Wall and Sentinel. That's cool. So they're no longer an Iron Resolve mechanic. They're now Sentinel and Shield Wall, which is really cool, and I think that's really useful in Greyjoys as well. To have that. I know they've got Iron Makers, but now they've got another sort of utility defensive.
Yeah.
Sentinel can get you into position. Shield Wall can just be an arsehole. I think that's pretty cool.
And it's really thematic because there's just Vikings locking shields and bashing the shields with the axes. So it's cool.
Yes, I'm a bit upset they don't hit on freeze again. For 6 points compared to some of the other 6-pointers we've seen. But that's pretty cool still nonetheless.
Yeah.
Drown Men,
we spoiled that.
We saw
that first.
Yeah.
Nice. I prefer their artwork though.
Yeah, much better. Way more handsome. And then
Silence Men.
We came out slightly just after our previous video, I think. So they basically, instead of double sundering, they've now got infinite sundering. So only 6s can block them. And then the Silence's Infamy now pops a panic test on someone who's engaged when they activate. So
really nice.
It is really nice. The only thing I'd say about that is it is only going to be -1 because of the Silence's Infamy, unless you've got like Intimidating in there somewhere. And a lot of stuff in the game now has Dauntless or can play Baratheon Conviction or stuff like that. So it's a nice change. You get some stuff.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But the infinite sundering is really cool. I like that.
Awesome. That's Greyjoy's done. On to the sunny climates of House Martell.
We're in Dawn, so these guys have changed quite a lot. So Nymeria is the obvious first thing. She's bonkers now. So she's an influence like she was before, but now based on how many total zones there are, which NCU zones, which are going to be all of them, let's be honest, you now get super buffs. You get vicious, crit blow, reroll attacks, and melee attacks roll +2 dice. Now imagine this onto their Lance Cav, right? You got Lance Cav with vicious, crit blow, rerolls +2 attack dice on the charge.
Yeah.
If you've got Damon Sand, you've also got Precision in there, I think. Not Damon Sand, Darkstar. Like that's mad. On sand skirmishes, even in melee, just anything. That's so good for 4 points.
I'll tell you what. Starfall Knights have always struggled to earn their points back, but this seems to be the key to making them what they could be.
Yeah, I think this is one-shot territory. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
I think she's an auto tech now.
Yeah.
personally, because if the game plays how it did before, which it probably will, you're going to fill up the board first.
What did she do before? She used to do the
I
token
think
thing, didn't she?
I think she she was a buff still, influence buff, but it was based on what zones she'd taken, maybe.
Yes, yes,
Maybe
you are right. Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah. You are right. Yeah.
Yes, so if your opponent controls crowns or swords, you gain vicious crit blow, and then if your opponent has horses, +1 move. So it was all based on your opponent having zones and stuff. So this is just so much nicer. Doran, so Doran lost his shopping cart. He can't just go shopping for what he wants. He's now got game round. He chooses stuff per game round, and I don't think it's very good personally. Like the stuff's really cool, remove condition tokens, but you have to do it in a specific order as the game goes on. You can't just choose it.
So
For 5 points.
yeah. So do you get? They're all cumulative, are they? Do you get all of them? If in round 5 you get all 5 things?
Choose one of the following. Additional options become
Okay.
available. Yeah, so choose one of the following.
No, it's a bit rubbish, isn't it?
Bit rubbish. And Ariane. So Ariane used to be mental. She used to turn off orders and attachments, and usually the attachments give you the orders. You just turn that off, and it does both the things. But now she's still an influence. You can influence to turn off all abilities, so that includes Iron Resolve and stuff like that on an enemy unit. If you control crowns or water guardians, you gain both, so you can gain the secondary effect as well, which they count as -1 rank for attack dice.
Right.
And then if she herself, sorry, -1 rank, and then if she herself, which is a different thing to the first thing, that's if I control it, not her, you can then put them on the lowest attack dice. There's a lot of stuff in there, but that's pretty cool. You nerf a unit, make it worse, and you can turn off all its abilities, and she's now 4 points.
So but she doesn't turn off all abilities from the unit now. She just turns off the attachment, right?
Sorry, just the attachment. Turns off the attachment.
Yeah, because she used to do the unit as well, didn't she?
She used to do all orders on them,
Yeah.
or the attachment, and now it's the attachment loses all abilities, and that.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah, I did say the attachment bit. So yeah, I think she's really good for 4 points.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool,
Nice.
and especially at the moment when everyone's bringing 1,000,000 attachments.
Yeah.
Nice. Combat units.
-1 wank. Right. Go. Sand skirmishers.
Sand skirmishers. They gain Pathfinder, which is a cool rule. I really like Pathfinder. They've lost scout openings.
That's big for them. That is massive.
Which is enormous. But they've gained +1 to hit and melee. And when you add that to Nymeria, you've now got yourself a melee blender. Huge losing scout openings. But when you think you've got World of Fray, you can bring, so they can pivot at the start of their activation, move, quick fire. I still think they're pretty good. They've got to a 5-up armor, which is huge, but I also completely agree with it. Why on earth did these dudes just in some clothing have a 4-up save?
Yeah.
I think they've been hit fairly hard from the sort of double skirmisher list you'd run before. But I still think they're going to see some play. Pathfinder's really cool. With World of Fray in there and Nymeria, I still think these guys might see some play.
They don't really need World of Fray, do they? They've got a skirmisher rule to let them spin and shoot and.
Oh, sorry, they've got skirmisher. I totally overlooked that. Yeah, who cares?
Yeah. Well, with World of Fray, they go movement 7, so that's a thing. But
that's pretty big. Yeah, I mean they are skirmishers, so of course they got the skirmisher rule. I don't know. I think they'll see some use, but they're not what they were, right?
It changes it up, right? I mean, like the thing is, the community wanted stuff to change. They wanted to play new things and make the game fresh. It's a balanced game. I think we're really close to balance with the previous edition that we've just left. I'm hoping to coming to this one, it becomes balanced again. But they've got to change things up so that people are getting something new from the game rather than just playing the same game forever.
Well, that's it, isn't it? Like, this is completely. You play Martells nowadays. I said nowadays. Couple of weeks ago, and you'd play double sand skirmishers, Skyreach Bowman, Oberyn, you'd get the same thing every game, and now it's completely flipped. Nymeria is going to be taken. Whoever saw Nymeria, really cool.
Yeah. The dervishes though, really hitting on threes now, big.
Hitting on freeze is really big.
Yeah,
I think they always should have.
yeah, I agree. And is it just is that all they've gained just a +1 to hit? Are they? I think did they used to get critical blow if you weren't activated, right? So they now just get it
Uh,
all the time when they charge.
yes, on the charge used to be an activate thing. Elusive escapes the same. Swift retreat, yeah. So just a nice glow up for them.
Yeah, like it. Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll see them more because again, really nice models with the Gurkhas and stuff. Looks really cool.
Really cool. We've
June
got
Vipers.
June Vipers and Darkstar. So June Vipers disrupt, gang up, spear and net weakened. I feel like that seems like that was the same. Oh no, they've gained disrupt again. They lost
Yeah.
disrupt last time, didn't they? When they went down to 5 points.
Yep.
They had it before at 6 points, so now they've gained disrupt again,
Nice.
which is really nice.
Yeah. I
Because
think.
that's sort of
Go on.
no. You carry on.
I think it disrupts why was it ever taken away? That thematically, it's what the unit does. It's got nets in it. It's going to be a pain in the arse to attack these girls.
Yeah. They were meant to be sneaky little snakes, right, and
Yeah.
disrupt and annoy people. So
Yeah.
I'd like that. Because even when they went down to 5 points, I don't think they're getting much use.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Darkstar Retinue. We see them, but just they got. Is it Sunring they gained or critical blow they gained? Sunring.
they gained Thundering, yeah, which is really big because I think I saw them before with Obera in them to give them the Sundering because they needed it to push through the damage.
Mm-hmm. But
And
then they
now,
doubled up on Fuel by Slaughter by taking her, so it sort of gives you options now, right?
yeah, exactly. So now they can be really cool.
Nice. Should we talk about Boltons or should we leave it?
No one plays Bowens, so what's the point? For the life of me, I can't work out what they've changed with Roos. I think it's just a picture. That's the neutrals picture of him. I think.
So you talk. You don't have changed Walder Frey. You look at go Walder Frey. I'll check out Bruce. Come back to him.
Walder Frey. She basically it went from 2+ to current game round to 1+ to current game round on her once per game ability, which is fine. She heals 1 less wound with her once per game, which wasn't the problem with her. She's still really strong. Restoring 2 wounds every time on top of the zone is really good. She's still 4 points. I think that's a welcome change because she was really good. Now she's really good. I think every Bolton player is still going to take her.
Mm-hmm. So Bruce looks like he's completely changed. Like
Bruce?
He's gone from 4 to 5.
No, he was always 5 before.
Hold on a minute. You know what I'm doing? I'm looking at the wrong fucking app, and I'm looking at the fucking app rather than the 6.5 update.
Oh right, yeah, because it's not on there yet. I'm sure he's the same. Just they've made the spacing on his card super obnoxious, and that's the neutral picture of him, which is a really weird thing to do. But I'm sure he always copied a token and then did some hits because that was his last update. They buffed the hits thing for 5 points.
So is it gone up to 5 then? Was he 5 in the last one then?
He was 5 before, and then they suffer hits for each condition token. I think he's exactly the same as he was. Just they've spaced out the wording and they've given him the neutrals picture because the Bolton picture is the one of him carrying the helmet with a big Bolton vigil on his tabard.
Yeah.
So, and he's now got a Mance Raider quote. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. World exchange is nice. Onto the combat units. So we've already spoken about Dreadful Archers. Dreadful Spearmen's just a little change, nice quality of life thing. They now no longer have to kill a rank and fail a panic test and some other stuff. They just once they attack you, you're weakened, which is really nice. Because you usually put Vargo in here, and you want the weakened at the end of the attack to then spend it to kill them, and then they fail a panic test, and then they get another weakened. Nice skirmishers. Funnily enough, I was looking at them the morning before the update and went, I'd take these guys if they had vicious, and they've now gained vicious.
That's your fault.
Which is really good. Thank you, Mr. Simon. I think they got a buff because they were not being taken in Boltons, because obviously the Blackguard are really good.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure they needed it. They're quite a good unit anyway.
Skirmisher as well. That's nice.
Skirmisher, the original, the OG. And then Zorses got their attack profile buffed. I think they went from a 6-4 to a 7-6, which for a 6-point cavalry unit with all the other good stuff they get. I think that's really strong, really good change.
Yeah.
But yeah, little tweaks for Vitals. I'm happy with all of those. Really,
Yeah.
a few
Nice.
buffs.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I like where Bolton's going. Do you run much Blood Mummers in your Boltons?
I used them a couple of times in the test games,
Yeah.
but not that many. I'd love to use skirmishers, and now they've got vicious, so you can actually use Vargo's panic ability, weaken resolve, or whatever they've called it now,
Hmm.
and all of your cards. I feel like the skirmishers I'll see a lot. I mean, Zorse Riders, the 6-point cav, are really cool as well.
Nice, nice. So is the actual attack profile changed other than just the vicious?
I don't think so. I
Lose all abilities?
oh,
That was the thing, wasn't it? Yeah.
usual abilities. Maybe they've changed the actual number of attacks. I
It's not on the app. I
can't
can't check it.
remember
But
what they were. Nope, that's the same 765. Yeah, I think they've just gained vicious.
oh, nice. Cool. Okay. Brothered without friends.
Brohood without mates.
Caitlin.
Catelyn got a change, so she used to do wounds for an influence. She still does that. Friendly combat units gain vicious now, so it used to just be reroll melee attacks, which
Yep.
it still is, but they also gain vicious, so that's
Nice.
just a buff to Cat, which makes sense because you need to be taking Foros Commander, so Cat didn't see much play,
Hmm.
so that's quite a nice change. And then
The peasant
one
levy.
thing
We.
which
Okay, go on.
we spoke about, right?
Yeah.
But it looks like they're 5 points.
I say we spoke about it. We were disgusted by it. I think it was probably better for
Yes,
Bravey.
yeah.
Yeah.
We were violently upset.
I mean,
But
yeah. I mean, for
5 points.
points, they're fine. I think now.
Yeah. What? Why did they cause us all that harm?
Yeah. So we've had a bit of a chat about this in the UCAT's WhatsApp group chat. So I feel like they should have stayed at 4 and not gained the extra ability. I thought they were absolutely fine at 4. They didn't need touching.
Yeah.
Okay, it's nice to change things up, but I felt like I don't understand why they've done that. Really, I think it's just stay as they were at 4 points, and they were
I think
absolutely fine.
4 points and lose disrupt maybe.
Hmm. Yeah,
Cool.
sweet.
We'll change. But no, I think my final thoughts of the patch is they've touched a load of stuff that I didn't even think they would. Just stuff that happens, and like just good units like the Castellana rock change and
Yeah.
Balon and Tywin. And I think armies are all going to look different now. People's lists,
Hmm.
perfection. The meta's changed up. It's not massive changes to the game system, just balance. I think
Yeah.
it's going to spice it up. I'm really happy with most of this overall.
Mm.
I really like this.
Yeah. I mean, again, like I know that there's been a little bit of upheaval around it, but I think at the end of the day, all you can do is play the game. I think I've been through so many different editions of the relaunches of this game, and every single time people are upset about it, and rightly so, because as war gamers we fucking hate change, but it play the game, play the game, and when you start playing it, you'll find these things that you're worried about aren't so scary, or you find that they are scary and assuming will inevitably change them eventually, hopefully quicker than they did 2021 Mance. But there's, play the game, and if it really is that
100%.
rubbish, we can talk about it. But play the game first. We don't just go on the strength of just reading this stuff. You're entitled to feel how you feel, but play the game. We're in this for the IP. We're in this for the community, and we're in this for a really easy to learn but hard to master amazing game. So get cracking on playing it, master the game, and let's all reconvene in a couple of weeks when season 7 doesn't seem quite so scary.
Yeah, I 100%.
Eiffel Tower.
Beautiful. That was woo. Yeah, 100% that. Think of all the things that came out before that everyone bitched about. I just think enjoy it, man. Just roll sixes. What can go wrong?
Well, exactly. Yeah. You can't if you continually roll sixes, you can't lose. That's a fact.
That's just skill issue at that point, isn't it?
Yeah, cool. Okay, well, cheers everyone for tuning in, listening to me and Dan ramble. We're on a bit of a time schedule at the minute, so we had to fly for it, but we will be back soon with the launch of Match of the Fray and we'll be going and inviting some guests on, talk about season 7. If you've got any ideas of what you want us to talk about, do jump into the comment section, leave us a comment, let us know what you want us to talk about, or jump onto the Facebook page or the WhatsApp group, which I'll put a link for in the description below. Tell us what you want, and we'll service you as well as we can. Well, Dan will service you. I'm going to sit here and make up images for him to talk over.
Yeah, I'll do it. You watch. That's the
Nice
deal.
one.
Brilliant. Thanks,
Awesome.
everyone.
Cheers, Dan. See you soon.
See you later. Bye, guys.